Alright, time to get back to work on this device. I already moved the sticky pads on the screen, so now I'll just start by removing the screws. Alright, next I gotta take off the bezel. So let's see how well I can work this. There's my little screwdrivers. Alright, the bezel's off. Takes a little bit of working. I actually managed to get it without taking the tabs off this time, so yay me. Now it's time to remove the screen. Well, the back from the screen. Okay, the shielding is off and everything is ready to prep. So I'll just get reset up here, resituated, and I'll be right back. Okay, the sanding's all done. I got a nice smooth surface. I'm temporarily taped on the decals that I'm going to be using. That way I can stay outside any of the lines that I'll need in the next stage. So I'll turn off my microphone while I do this part just to keep the noise level down. Alright, we've made our way all the way around. A little bit of a catch on the burrs, but she'll pop right out of there. So next step is to clean up the inside edge here and make sure I get all these burrs out of here and round off the edges so that the resin will have something to grip on. So I'll spend the next little while doing that, so it'll be off camera. And there's also a lot of mess, so I'll be right back after that's done and we will work on putting the resin in. Okay, I've got the tape on there now, as you can see from the reflection. It's about as smooth as you're going to be able to get it. I'm hoping that the resin will actually weigh it down a little bit. But the next step is to put the resin in. So I'm going to put it on a flat surface and read the instructions. Give me 1 minute. Alright, looks simple enough to use. So I'm just going to open her up. I should probably make sure this is on a flat surface. I have it slightly tilted at the moment just to make things easier to work with. So I want it completely flat. Let's put it this way. Make sure she's down good. So goopy. Okay, I think I'll just have at her and just dump her in. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a place to cure, probably cover it up with something just to make sure I don't get any dust, and yeah, move on to the next step tomorrow. So my tomorrow will be your 4 seconds. Alright, so we've run into a little bit of a snag again. Using the Lepage stuff here didn't work. It shrinks by around 50 to 60%. So as you put an even layer on, it ended up being too thin, and if you did any sanding on it, it would just break. You can try putting more layers on, but I kept trying that and it kept thinning out. You couldn't tell exactly how thick it was because it was just weird. So I went out and picked up a few of these epoxies by Gorilla Glue. It dries crystal clear, so we're hoping for the best. It also says that it can be used as a structural gap filler. So that's pretty much what we're doing. I've already opened 2 of them here. I haven't cracked the seals, but we'll be going all on, making sure we have enough. I might even have enough in 1. So we'll do 1 first. Now, when you're doing the mixing, I like to do it inside something like a bag, because then you could just stir it around with your hands really well, instead of stirring in a lot of extra bubbles. And then I'm going to want, there they are, my scissors for clipping the corner. So you start out. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I changed from using tape to using a sheet of the sticker paper that I use for printing. Now this has a little bit more structure to it, a bit fluffy, a little more structure to it, and goes on nice and flat. You won't be getting as much rippling that you'll have to sand off later. So that's another little pointer I'd like to put in. Should work better than what I was using before. So you start by snapping this off, and that'll open up the 2 little holes. You'll also want to push this little extra tab out, or else you won't be able to push the plunger down. And this little tab is actually for closing it afterwards. It sits right between. We're not going to be closing this. We're using the whole thing. So you go down into the middle, bottom corner of the bag, you start to push. And you twist as you push just to make sure it's stirred a little bit as you go. Keep squirting. And when it's done, there. Done. Now this stuff smells terrible. And you're going to want to work fast because it will harden quickly. So I found the way that worked last time was just to hold it in the corner and stir it around like this. Just put it on the tip of your hand or something, or grab the tip with your fingers and just go like this and stir it around. Make sure it's all gooey. Once it starts to get a little bit warmer, because it is a chemical reaction, that's when you're going to want to start to pour. And it will actually get hot enough to burn you. I found that out last time. And as I said, it smells bad, like seriously bad. Okay, it's not quite getting warm yet, but it is quite thoroughly mixed, so I think that's good enough for now. Now I'm going to pinch off back, push it all back a little bit, clip that off with my scissors. And then just dump it all in there nice. Kind of spread it around so it'll go into the corners a lot nicer. So from here, I'm going to spread it onto the outside just a little bit, just so we get a little bit of an overlay. That way it grips more when it's a finished product. But that's starting to harden. And it's starting to really smell. So I'm going to, well, it's warm. At this point, you can really feel the heat of it underneath. Ow. So you'll take it, put it into your airtight container. And seal it up. And at this point, you can put it off to the side somewhere, let it cure overnight. You're going to want to give it at least 8 to 12 hours. I'm doing this around 6, 7 o'clock. So tomorrow around 2, I might start taping off and getting ready to paint. Still, even though I am doing this a lot quicker than the first run around, it's a lot of wait between steps. I have to wait for this to cure, then I have to wait to between paints, so that's going to be another step. I won't actually film the painting, but I will film the steps between maybe the final result. So I'm not sure what's going to come next. So in a couple minutes, you will. Seconds, whatever. Alright, so I finally got all the steps done. I finished the sanding, I got it painted. As you can see, the painting job came out a lot smoother. I still need a little bit of practice, but that'll come with experience. The decals came out really well. As you can see, it does have a backlight glow. I'll give you a quick demonstration of turning the brightness up and down on the keyboard. So you do have control over that and how it actually shows through. It came out very sharp. The lines are a lot cleaner than before, so definitely using the taping off method works a lot better. As you can see, none of the light shines through the paint. All in all, I think it worked out really well. So now what I want to do is ask for submissions. If you try this yourself or know someone who's trying it, you want to have an idea, well, send in your finished results. Some ideas would be stained glass, or maybe any video game characters, a Mario on the back of your computer or something. I'd love to get those in, and maybe eventually I'll make up a compilation of viewer submissions and throw that up so everyone can see. So I think that about covers it for this mod. It's now completely finished. I redid it completely as well, so whatever. This is Murray Kitson for TechEncipher, your source for news, knowledge, and mods.